for me, I've always grown up around hunting, and my dad hunted, my grandpa hunted. We have a cabin in Virginia, and I've always enjoyed that aspect of it. Never really shot anything. Just enjoyed being present. But my buddy here that I work with, Tom, said, "Hey, let's go to your parents and hunt this year." I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And so I found myself, like I said, I don't like to sit still a whole lot. And so, but the way that we hunt in Virginia, you have to sit in a tree stand. It's not a whole lot of moving around. And so, and there were some things I feel like the Lord was really wanting to do in my heart, but didn't know where to find the time to go sit and do that. And so that happened to be in a tree stand, sitting, and I've been there the day before for a few hours, and but it took me like one day to kind of get ready to be still to listen to God, because I had to kind of forget all the things that were going on and kind of process through that. But on this evening, I was there for about 3 hours in a tree stand, and these are the verses that were coming. It was, be still, know that I'm God, or, you lead me by green pastures. You will fulfill my soul. Those kind of things. Those things are, and I'm praying these of God. Like, I want that. I feel like I'm really just tired. I feel like I'm tired of my life. And this has like been the first free time just to be able to not think about anything else except for sitting in this stand. And, if I see a deer, great. If I don't see a deer, but I'm here. I'm still, and I can enjoy nature. I have this really nice river that's running by. So it's like one of those picturesque places. Like,
yeah.
And so, you know what, God, I am cool with just being here because I've already gotten what I needed. I don't need to see anything. I don't need to even kill anything, even though that we're there to get meat. But at that moment, as I was praying that, and it was almost dark, and I hear this big splash. And I'm like, part of me is like, Jesus, is that?
Hello.
And I look over my left shoulder, and there stands this huge buck sitting across the river. And I'm going, this is not real. Like, what's going on here? And I know, like, all the, like, that's when everything starts, your heart starts pumping, like, oh, this is my chance. And I'm just had this wonderful time with Jesus, but almost like, is just Jesus just saying, when you're still, let me just get past the shooting part of it. So I turn around, I turn over my shoulder, I make a shot on the deer, and I kill the deer. And the first shot, deer goes down. And we wait for a little while before we get out of our stand and go check on the deer and stuff. And it was at my moment, I felt like the Lord was just saying, Paul, if you were just able to if you were able to be still long enough, I've got more in store for you. And, the Lord I didn't have to have a deer come by that night. I was good with whatever I had, but the Lord's almost saying, your idea of good and profit is not what I have in store for you. And so I walked away with a 7-point buck that people would be jealous of. It was, and I was just excited, like I got a deer. But and it was crazy is because I shot twice over my parents' cabin to get because I had to go across the river to get this deer. They finally came, and it was crazy because my buddy Tom gets out and he goes, "Oh, you shot your first deer," and he was like, more excited than I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that makes me feel really good. Like, wow, I did this. And then even that night we got it back, and my dad, I was laying on the couch and everybody's going to bed. And I slept on the couch, and my dad, it's a pretty small cabin.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad were in their room, and you hear my dad, and he goes, "Man, my son shot a deer today. That makes me so happy and so proud." And I'm like almost in tears on the couch because the deer was really insignificant to what God was trying to do that day. He was just trying to, I feel like the guy was just like, I want to bless you, Paul. And I want to bless because you sat still for a couple hours, even though it was an attempt to kill a deer. And let me sing over you a little bit. Let me give you this deer. Let me have a good friend there with you to celebrate. And let me have your earthly father tell you what I really feel about you.
Wow.
And so it was really cool because then I got home my wife had gotten this picture that I'd taken, and she got the verse put underneath it even before I even knew it. It was for my Father's Day gift, I think, or some kind of, it was my birthday gift or something. So it was really cool. Yeah. So that deer hangs on my wall.
That's awesome.
Not necessarily because it was the best looking deer, but it was
a reminder.
Like that God wants not just what we think is best, but He wants so much more for us than we could expect.